Syracuse's 9-game winning streak has come to an end, as tonight they fell 2-1 against Virginia. Now the Orange were down a goal at halftime. They came out in the third quarter with some improvements, but senior Laura Graziosi says that while those improvements were good, there's still a lot for her team to work on. Senior night within any athletic event is always emotional. For the Syracuse volleyball team, tonight's senior night looked much different than it has in the past. No fans, no parents, no grandma, grandpa, just the team. For senior Ella Sada, it was her final game here inside the women's building. And for her team, there was no doubt who they were playing for. Adversity. It's something that Syracuse hasn't really faced in their past few games. And after Wake Forest's goal in the third quarter, SU had to respond in a big way. And they did, courtesy of Laura Graziosi's penalty shot in the fourth quarter that gave SU the 2-1 win. Volleyball is kind of like life. It's full of ups and downs. And despite losing 2 sets in a row, Syracuse was able to come away in thrilling fashion with a 5-set victory over Clemson. Playing 10 sets in back-to-back games should be exhausting, but Coach Yellen explains that the mental aspect far outweighs the physical. It's been 6 years since Syracuse has beaten North Carolina, and tonight all of that changed as the Orange throttled the Tar Heels, shutting out the second-best offensive team in the country 5-0. And head coach Ange Bradley reflected on her team's performance after the game.
I'm just so happy for them. We've come up short 3 times to UNC last year, and I know how much it meant to them to be able to compete and finally get that breakthrough win, and to be able to do it on our home field is awesome. When your want is there, anything can happen. You find a way, and they surely embodied that today, and they believed, they wanted something. They have some battle wounds and a lot of scars, and it was another opportunity for them to be able to get something that they came up short on 3 times last year.
I really think, like the ball to get something, getting out there, everyone woke up with an amazing feeling. We were all really positive. We all knew that something is happening there. We had the energy, so yeah, all that. And then again, the last season where we fell short and finally taking it back.
The last time that Syracuse beat North Carolina was 2015, the same year that the Orange won the national championship. Now we'll have to wait until November to find out if the trend continues, but there's a lot of field hockey left to play, including on Sunday, which will be Syracuse's next game against Columbia. Reporting from J.S. Coyne Stadium, Nick Luttrell, Citrus TV. Syracuse versus North Carolina. The two foes face off on Friday afternoon from J.S. Coyne Stadium. North Carolina has won 3 straight national championships. UNC and SU, they already played this year. SU won big time right here at J.S. Coyne Stadium, 5-0. So you can expect that the Tar Heels are going to have a little extra motivation. But they've won 3 straight national championships, so it's really anybody's game. All right, Sam and Cam, best friends. I love it. Well, before we get into all the highlights, we first must get caught up on something that is taking over college athletics as we know it, the transfer portal. As it stands right now, there are 3 players from the SU men's basketball team that have entered the transfer portal. Kadari Richmond, John Bolajak, and Robert Braswell. On top of that, sophomore forward Quincy Guerrier has entered his name into the NBA draft. And if you thought that was bad, take a look at the women's side of things for Syracuse. 7 players, that's right, 7, have decided to transfer out of the program. Notables include Emily Angstler, Kiara Lewis, and Digma Stratemeyer. Yeah, like you talk about getting better and better. You guys had 9 straight wins at one point. Your team's longest win streak since 2015. Simply put, what did you guys do so well to keep winning games during that stretch? Yeah, Jaron, when all else failed with the Syracuse volleyball team, it was Lauren Hogan that was getting it going, able to contribute on the defensive end and really help out as a freshman, the only freshman libero to start under head coach Lyndon Yellen. And look at this one more time. So again, a penalty corner, a little bit different than a penalty kick in soccer, similar to a power play in hockey. Boston College is down 2 defenders, so North Carolina has to take advantage of that just like any other team. Right here is Cassidy Sumners. She's going to try to get the ball to Erin Madsen. What's different, most field hockey teams, this opponent or this scorer right here is going to try to shoot it, but instead she passes. You'll see North Carolina try to shoot it a few times, but most often they're going to pass and be more patient. So again, Syracuse and Duke facing up, a top 5 matchup in Durham between the 2 ACC foes. And it was back and forth early on. First goal for Duke is to come by Brennan O'Neill, fires that one in as Duke takes the early lead. Later on, though, Lucas Quinn The back of the net for Syracuse gives them the 3-2 lead, and then Michael Sowers crawls underneath the defender to find that goal. Part of the big run that the Blue Devils had. They scored 7 goals in a row, making it the most goals SU has given up all season in the first half. There's a goal by Charlie O'Connor, puts Duke up 12-5. Syracuse gets a goal there by Owen Seabold to cut the deficit a little bit, but they're down 12-7 at halftime. Something would need to change in the second half, and to begin the third quarter, something does change. Stephen Rafis, the big-time goal, trying to cut that deficit for Syracuse, and then Rafis finds Chase Scanlon once again for the goal. Scanlon and Rafis combined for 7 goals, and Syracuse was on fire in the second half. They went on a 7-1 run to begin the third quarter. Here it is, though, down by 1. Chase Scanlon, a big-time goal for the Orange to tie the game with under 9 minutes remaining. But as Lee Corso would say, not so fast. Duke gets a big-time goal right now. In fact, they get 2 goals within the span of 2 minutes. So here it is, 10 seconds left to go for the Orange, down by 1. Who's going to be the hero? Well, not Brendan Curry. That one sails wide right. Hilt's going to take it out for Syracuse. But hold up. Timeout called by Syracuse. Legendary head coach John Desko and company going to draw up a play. And for who else? Hilt gets it inside to Stephen Rafis. A chance! No. Shut down by Mike Adler. Duke goes on to win 15-14. They advance to 9-0. Syracuse falls to 4-2. Well, obviously, John, there's a lot that's been going right. They've won 6 games in a row, but I think when you really get to the root of the success, I think it's their defense. Ifke van den Newtenhoff and Sienna Pegram, 2 defensive backs for the Orange that have played exceptional. Well, for more field hockey news and updates, you can follow myself or Citrus TV Sports on Twitter or Instagram. 5th-year field hockey midfielder Claire Cook. Claire, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.